Hello, welcome to another special Sudoku Solves video. Uh, Today I'm looking at another deconstruction puzzle, one that did seem very interesting to me, because of uh, the rules it put on non-region values, which is kind of, I don't know, I've don't think I've seen that before, so I wanted to look at it and kind of explore the logic. Um, So deconstruction, normal deconstruction rules, non-region values, non-region cells are empty, but for clue purposes have a value equal to either their row or column number. Okay, so I assume the value can also be like 10 or 11. Um, German whispers. Adjacent values on a solid green German whispers line must differ by at least 5. Palindrome's values on a hollow gray palindrome must read the same forwards and backwards. Values separated by a white dot are consecutive. Values separated by a black dot are in a 2-to-1 ratio. Inequality signs point to the smaller of the two values. Not all possible symbols are given. So 3, 6, 9, 11. Okay, so 11. Um, so we have the normal deconstruction logic then. If we color this as a 3 by 3, this as a 3 by 3, and this as a 3 by 3, and we cram it in, and we cram the same thing the other way. So instead of uh, the three colors I have now, I'm going to shift the colors up by one. So that becomes purple, that becomes green, that becomes orange. And what we can see is this cell. Well, in the row, it's these three cells are always in the red green cage, or in this case the yellow purple cage, and in this case the orange blue cage. Um, what that effectively does, because you can do the same thing by just in the columns, what it does is makes this a part of the 3 by 3, and it basically moves around this cell. But this cell, there's no way to take it out of any region. So that's the normal deconstruction, well, logic, I guess. Um, and so that is true for all of these. So these are the start of the how do you say it? Well, 9 regions, yeah. Um, yeah, let's do it like this. These cells are always part of a region. Now we start with the actual logic. Where do cages, these regions go? Because they can still move from up here all the way to down here. So there is a lot of freedom. If this is not part of a region, it's just a 1, I guess. So if this is not part of a region, it's a 1 or a 2. But let's say this is not part of any region, like that is going to be black. Um, then this cannot be part of a region either. So then you would have 1 and then a 1 or a 2, which is, I don't think that's, no, that is not possible. There's no way to make that differ by 5. Okay. So we know that this at least has to be part of a region, but presumably it works. Yeah, so it's going to work the same down here. So this has to be part of a region. And I already colored it blue, but it cannot connect to any other region. Yeah, it cannot connect to any other region. So this is mandatory blue. Well, okay, so this is the blue 3 by 3. That's the only way to make it. So we already have something. Um, let's see. Now, this I'm having trouble saying that this has to be part of a region, because if it isn't, right, it's either 5 or it's 1. If Okay, so if this is not part of a region, we have the same thing going on where this is not part of a region. Yeah, we have the same thing. This is also not part of a region, and then this is either 4 or 1, and this is either 5 or 1. So these cannot be 5 apart. So this at least has to be part of a region. Now that doesn't mean that this one has to, because this can still be a 1 or a 4. And then this just be a high digit and this be a high digit. But that logic does work the same with this, right? Because of the diagonal symmetry. Hmm. Okay. So these are shaped like this at at least. Well, okay, let's just have this done. So like this. And these can move either here or here, but that doesn't that's nothing. Um so hmm, I was hoping I could do a bit more with that, but that's okay. This can be either a 2 or a 4, and then these just be high digit, that's fine. And then this also is a low digit, so that's I don't see a problem with any of that. The palindrome doesn't work the same, does it? Because these could, well, these just could both be 10s, and this be an 11. Yeah, well, the corner one doesn't matter in this. These could both be 10s, these could both be 9s, or 11s, I guess, and these could both be 10s or 11s. Well, okay, so the value has to be double something, so 10 and 5 would be fine. But then this would have to be orange. If this isn't orange, it can be a 10 or a 10, and then this would have to be a 5. So if this is out, right? Then I'm having trouble seeing if it could be, because I don't think it can be. If that's out, then it's a definite 10, because a row and a column are both 10. So one of these would have to be a 5, and it would have to be in a region, so it cannot be. Or 20, but there is no such thing. So it's at least this. Also, I have a very inconsistent frequency of videos. That's because, well, I am in school still. So I have to study, and I try to record and upload as much as I have free time, but that's no guarantee. And well, yeah, it's no guarantee. But I don't know, the support I see on well, more or less from one person, but I I don't know. Thank you. I try to do what I can, but I still wanted to uphold the quality that I intend this channel to have. Um, yeah. Well, that be that is basically it. Thank you. I don't just want to, I don't know, do one star. I could, well, sometimes I do one star puzzles that I really enjoy, but I don't want to, skip on the process of the thinking and everything. Um, I guess. Yeah. Um, but looking back at the puzzle, uh, I was thinking about these two, right? While I was having my dialogue, um, monologue. Um, these two can either be 10 or 11, or be part of the orange region, right? That's basically the options I'm seeing. Because if one of these is part of the orange regions, then this number is not 10 or 11. So this would have to be part of the orange region. Otherwise, it would be 10 or 11. And then the palindrome wouldn't work. Yeah. Oh, and also, wait. Oh, place none. Given digits are always in regions. Okay, that that is something I hadn't appreciated before. Um, what I was seeing is this cannot be a 9, right? Uh, I'm gonna come back to this, but I saw that this couldn't be a 9. So if this is not part of a region, it is either an 11 or it is a what is it? Uh, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, or it's a 7 and then that is a 7. No, never mind. That then that's kind of irrelevant. I thought about something else. Um, well, anyway, what I was looking at was the fact that these are either both in regions or both out of regions. So um, so if this is an 11, so this would then have to be a 10, and this would have to be a 10, making that a 5, which is possible, or it is all in a region. Yeah, that okay. Hmm. Because then would both would one of these black dots have to be in a region? Because I think one of those has to be. And this one can now not be in orange. Because orange can extend maximum to up here. So can both of these be out? Because then this would be either an 11, which this cannot be a 6.5, or it would be a. I'm having trouble counting. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. So this is not a 7 or an 11. Both don't work. Because this cannot be 3.5 or 6.5. This has to be an even number. Or or 7 and then 14, but that doesn't work either. So this cannot be out of a region. This has to be in a region. And the only region that can reach it is purple, basically. Okay, so that is something. So this one and this one are the same. So this one cannot be in a region, right? Because if this is in a region, then these two digits would have to be the same. I guess these work the same as well, but one of these has to be out and one has to be in. Okay, so first I'm going to come to this. This is then black because it's not in a region. Then this one could still be yellow, could either be like this or like this, I guess. So it doesn't say anything about this one. But what I was looking at here is, oh no, it doesn't. So if this is the black one, yellow has to come up by 1 because the minimum you can make here is 3, or it goes like this, but then it still takes this one, or black goes up here and yellow goes up there, but it still takes this one. It takes that one regardless. So that is now part of yellow. That is a very interesting thing with the palindromes, I guess. That well, okay, so this one is either a 11, 10, 9, 8, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. So 7 or an 8. So this one is a 7 or an 8. Okay. So values, yeah. Adjacent values, okay. Interesting. Um, this one now makes this one interesting, I think, because this used to be able to be a. Think I said a 7 or an 11. Yeah, it's a 7 or an 11. So that counts, but that can now cannot be a 7 or an 11. So this cannot be a 7 or an 11. 9, 8, 7. Yeah. So this now cannot be a 7 or an 11 because that would mirror there and that doesn't work. So it has to be part of a region and the orange cannot reach it, so it's blue. I'm scared that I'm doing a lot of region logic and not, oh, okay, and not enough, Sudoku, I guess, because, well, as long as I'm seeing stuff, right? It doesn't matter in that regard. Um, let's see now. The Well, red could still be like this, and this could just be a 1 and then a 10, a 9. And that's fine. So these don't. Neither of these has to be in. Both of these could be out, I guess. Um, so what's going on with these two? Do they have to be in a region? Well, maybe it's better to look at these two because I feel like one of them has to be in a region, right? And if they both have to be in a region, that has to be orange. And orange, that kind of fixes most things. So I'm gonna look at this. If they both have to be in a region, but I don't think they have to be. But maybe this one does. Maybe if one of them does, it's at least this one, but that could be blue. Okay, so I'm thinking about, does it have a point to look at it, right? But let's just see. 9, then this is an 8. Either of these could be 8, and then let's see, 11, 10, 9, 8. So if this is out, it's always an 8. If this is out, it's always an 8. And if this is in, it's an 8 or a 9. If this is also out. So what I'm seeing is that one of these has to be in. Do they both have to be in? No, this could be a 4 and then that could be an 8. Or this could, no, not, it's not possible that just this one is in. So this one is definitely in a region. So it's either blue or orange. But I don't know which one yet. So I'm going to come back to this corner. Um, Seeing how basically what is happening is that this is a 10 and a 5 and a 10, or all of it's in, and then this is a 1, 2, 4. It's hard. I'm sorry, I'm having difficulty seeing what that all implies. So this is an 8, and then this is a 10, an 8 or a 10, and this is a 9 or an 8. So one of these has to be in as well. At least one of them has to be in, but you don't know if that's purple or, yeah, you don't know. So I feel like, yeah, one of these has to be in a region as well because this is either an 11 or a 3, and this is either a 10 or a 5. So one of these has to be in a region as well, but it could be purple or it could be red. If one of these has to be in a region, then it has to be red. And if red takes this one, it also takes this one. And if it takes this one, it also takes this one. So if one of these has to be in a region, they're both red. Let's see. So this is a 10 or a 2 if it's not in a region. And if it's not in a region, that's a 10 or a 3. I don't see how that makes a 1-to-2 ratio, so they're both in. Um, Now we're getting somewhere slowly, I guess. I discussed that one of these has to be out, but they could also both be out. I need to remember that. But this one is in, and it's then, if this one's out, it's a 7 or a 5. It's a 7 or a 5. So then this is a 7 or a 5. So it cannot be out. This has to be in. The only region that can belong to is yellow, right? Yes. Yes. It cannot be red. It cannot be blue. It cannot be green. It cannot. Yeah. So it has to be yellow. Since this cannot be a 5 or a 7, since it's on a black dot. Uh. So this goes like this, and then this is a 6 or a 11, 9, 8. Oh, 11, 10, 9, 8. So it's an 8 or a 6. So it's a 6 because that has to be a 6 as well. I don't know if I want to fill in the empty numbers, but I think I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to, because then it's just a bit easier to keep track of everything. Uh, so let's see now. It's tough. This one now can never be in because no region can reach it. Same goes for this one actually. No region can reach the cell. No, neither can this one. Can this one? Yeah, this one can still be reached by red. I should have brought water for water for this. Um, no, I wanted to fill in the black. I did remove it because I don't. It messed messed up my scanning. Um, let's see now. Maybe the whisper line, because this is either a 6 or a 4. If it's a 4, it forces a 9 and a 9. Well, that cannot be a 9, so this cannot be a 4, because this 9 would make an 8, which would block it. So if this is... Oh, it is. Okay, so it's not in a region. We already knew. Because it's between these. And it cannot be a 4 by the logic I just said. So it's a 6, forcing a 1 and a 1. So that doesn't mean this has to be in, though. So that's a 2 now. Mm, yeah, I should have brought water. I'm getting thirsty. Um, let's think. What more? This cannot be reached by anything. Neither can this. This all can. This also can. So this is out, and it's always a 4, because it's the fourth row and fourth column. So the subsequent digit is a 3 or a 5. But we don't know if it's in, because it could be in and then just be a 3. No, it could be out and then be a 3. That's fine. I feel like I'm missing something more obvious than I am seeing. If hmm, if this is out, it's a 2 or a 4. It's not a 4. Well, it could be a 4 and then have a 9 and a 9. That's not a problem. These two are the same. These two are the same. These two are the same. I don't have much in this bottom left corner, but I don't see anything either. So this is either a 5 or a 4. If it's a 4, that means a 9 and a 9, which I don't see a problem with actually. Um, and it cannot be a 5. Okay. This can be 9, 1. What is this again? This is then 7. Yeah, so it's all out. It could all be out. Okay. This must be a high digit, and if it's out, it's a 7, which is fine. I think I said one of these has to be in, right? Yeah, one, but this could be either purple or that could be red. This this value is smaller than this value, but that could be a 1 and be out. But that could just be a 10 and be out. And then one of these could be this could be an 8 and that could be a 4, an orange. Okay, so is it a possibility that orange takes this? And I don't think it is because then that's a 10 or an 11, but it is a 10 because then there has to be a 5, and then that has no value because that would have to be a 10 as well. So this is not possible. Neither is this. So orange either goes like this or orange goes like this. It's not nothing else is possible. So is this somehow problematic then? Well, see, I don't think so. If this isn't, if orange is like this, right? Then we have blue would have to take this one because one of those has to be in. So blue would have to take that one. And I think we looked at this one 10, and that's a 11, 9, 11, 10, 9, 8. Yeah, so then one of these would have to be in as well, and then purple would have to take both of them. Which then red takes this. I don't see a problem with that, basically, is what I'm in short what I'm thinking. If this is not in, it's an it's an 8. It's not a 3. It's an 8. If it's not in. Okay. Um well, hmm, tough man. Two digits that aren't the same. These are the same. Oh, oh wow. Okay, so something obvious. This cannot be possible because then these two digits will be the same, and they couldn't both be in the orange region. So orange goes like this. So we have orange, and we know that this is a 5. Then we know blue as well, and we know purple. Okay, that is that pushes red this way, but still there's some freedom there. This is either an 11 or a 3, or it's in red. That's a lot of options. Now this is on a black dot, but it's not. Well, it, so 7 or it's 6. So if it's not in, it's 6 or 7. It could be a 6 and a 3, I guess. But these two are the same as well. Hmm. That's that's okay. That is something. Um, so if that's not in, it's a 3, and that's a 3. I don't see a problem with that at all. Um, it's weird seeing a 5 on a black dot. It keeps, I don't know. It's my head keeps saying that's wrong. That's wrong. Um, but what else? So 1 is in one of these. If that's a 1, then that has to be a 1, so that's not a 1. If that's a 1, then that's a 1. But these could just be 3, 6, and then 2, 4, or 4, 8, or whatever. Um, but that's fine like this. That's an okay pencil mark, I guess. That's hmm. Okay, so there's more there's more logic to do. I can't believe I didn't notice the corner here because that's I don't know the rule one of palindromes. I guess so the same two digits cannot see each other. These don't see each other. These don't. Oh, I missed the line and the line. Yes, these values all match each other. They're just their column. Well, they all could be 11, and these could just be 10 both. Um, it's still weird to see the 5 on the dot. I'm not sure why. Um, so 11 or 3. So that could be 3. I don't see a problem with that being 3. Okay, so something else. This is either a 4. If it's not in, it's either a 3 or a 4. So that has to be an 8 or a 9. Then that is a well, that would then be a 9 and a 4 and a 9, and it would be fine. Um, so there is something else I should look at. This is a 4 or a 9. If it's not in, so with this, well, that could just be a 1 and a 2, and they both be out. Hmm. Okay. Not all possible symbols are given. Okay. There is more, but I'm. This is a 6. We determined that, and this could be a 7 that's out, or it's in, and it's a 7 or a 9. So it's always a 7 or a 9. We're not sure if it's in or not. Uh, if that's a 1, then that's a 1, then that's a 1. Wait, so these 3 digits are always the same. So it has to be a black dotted digit. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. And it's not 6, but it could be anything else. But it is interesting that all those 3 are the same. I don't know if that has any significance. Uh, what now? Mm, maybe we think about this. These having to be consecutive. So that is either a 1, 2, or if that's a 3, then this would have to be 8, 9. So that cannot be a 3. And if we flip that around, that cannot be a 7 because that would force a 1 and a 2. So this is either 8 or 9 or 1 or 2. If it's 2, that is 7, 7 and 9 with an 8. If it's 1, you have a lot more options. So it's still 7, 8, 9, or you have. Oh, you cannot have a 6 here. So if it's 1, it's still 7, 8, 9, right? Yeah, because the other option is 6, 7, 8, and 6, 7, 8 is not possible. So it's always 7, 8, 9. That would mean 7 and 9. And if it's the other way around with the low digits, so we have 8 with a 1, 2, 3, right? Yeah, because you cannot have 2, 3, 4, because the 4 cannot be on the whisper. Um, so you have it with a 1, 2, 3. So it's like this. These are basically the options for this. And it's locked like this because of the 9, the 7 and the 9. So the 6 cannot be here. So the 6 is in one of those. If that's a 6, that's a 1, and that's fine because that can be a 1. A non-value 1. Even just in green, it can be a 1, I guess. But a 6 here would force the 8 and the 9 as well. And that would make it a 1, 2, 3. Making that another 8 or 9. Yeah, sure. Uh, so what now? What are we doing? Um, an 8 cannot be here. This cannot be an 8. But I don't see why neither of these can be an 8. And I said this was a 6 or 7 if it's not in. And then this is a 6. That could be a 3. Sure. Um I don't know, I'm grinding to a halt, I guess. As people might say. Uh what else? What else? Why is it not giving in? I had so much of the logic done, but now I'm just not seeing it anymore. If that's a 4 or it's a 2, but then that would have to be high. So these 3 are, if these aren't in, then like, okay, let's say what either, so the case is either all 3 of them are in or all 3 of them are out. If they are all out, then these 2 are both low, then that's a high digit, that's a high digit, that's a high digit, that's a high digit, and that's a high digit. All of these are high digits. Is that a problem? I don't see why. I truly don't see why. Okay. If there's a reason for that to be wrong, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it at all. Um, where where am I supposed to look? I feel like if these are 9, then one of these is 9. Well, that's not a 9, so then that's a 9. So if this is out, it's not a 5, it's a 4. If this is out, then both of these are 9. Then that's a 9. Then that's a 9. Where is that a problem? That's obviously a 9. Um, then one of those is a 9. Well, it's not this one, then that cannot be 9. There cannot be 9 on the black dot, so then that has to be a 9. Wow. So I don't see a problem still. I don't see a problem with that. That's too bad. Um, I was hoping there would be a problem. Uh, no, no, there isn't. Okay. Um, if that's out, then that's a 2 or a 4. I feel like all of these having to be out, that must cause a problem because then these are all high. Like I said, this is high, but that could be like a 5 and then that'd be a 6. That would be fine, I guess. No, 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 that wouldn't be fine. So then, so that couldn't be a 6 then, because if this is the truth, right? Then if these, so this is the case where all of these are out and all of these are high, then that cannot be a 6, because if that's a 6, then that is a 6, and then you have too many high digits in the cage. Um, so that is also high. That's basically what I was getting at. Um, but that doesn't do anything. Hmm, okay, that doesn't do anything. That hmm. Why? Why? Why does this have to be like this? I've been doing this for 40 minutes and I'm grinding to a halt. I don't know if I can. I'm just not seeing it. That's the truth. Um, that now cannot be 11, but it can be a 3. Why can this not be a 3? Please don't be able to be a 3. So if that's a 3, hmm. But whatever is the case, these three are the same polarity. So they're either all high or all lows. So where in the case of, so where does 5 go? 5 goes in either one of those. That's very. Oh, oh, sorry if that touched the mic. Um, the microphone. Microphone is short. Mic is short for microphone, guys. Um, no, okay. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it, man. I don't want to be. Don't want to be too negative, but I'm just not seeing it. If, mm, but I guess that's kind of the point. It's supposed to be a tough. It's a ChinStrap puzzle. His puzzles are usually a bit more tough. Okay, this could just be a 10, and that could be a 1. Could this be the case? Yeah, sure. Why not? I genuinely don't see a reason why this could also be the case. Where is the crux of the story? Is there a reason why this cannot be 6 or 7? This cannot be 6, I mean. Um, if it's 6, that's 3. Hmm. Now, I already looked at this line. This can all be out. Um, just, without the problem. This, if this is out, it's a 3 or 4, that makes that an 8 or a 9. But that's just whatever. That could be a 4, making that a 9 and a 9. We looked at this. The 9 there, that's not a 9, and that's not a 9. Okay. What else? So what can go here and here? The normal options are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. But it's not 6 and 8, it's not 1. This cannot be a 6, so that cannot be a 3. If that's a 4, that cannot be a 2 or an 8. Okay. 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 It's not a 1, it's a 4. Okay. Is that the breakthrough I needed? Is that it? Was it that simple? It was that simple. Wow. Okay. Well, sure. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm genuinely sorry that I didn't spot that. If someone else, well, if you spotted it, I just didn't. No, no way. Um, Now this cannot be 2-4. That's no. Well, I shouldn't be celebrating yet. I have not finished this puzzle even a little. Um, so where 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 do you want me to look now, puzzle? Um, this now cannot be 2. So does this has to be 2 and 4? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Um, but I feel like that has to be significant somehow, right? That cannot be just a random step I did. That has to be deliberate. But I'm not anymore seeing how. Uh, so now if that's 1, then that is a 1. So then we have 2, 4, and 3, 6 left, or 4, 8. So either 2, 4, 4, 8, and 1 is 3, 6. But I'm still not seeing a problem with any of that. Choo. Okay. And this was 3 or that's 3 or it's in bread. There's still the thing that these 3 are the same. How is that relevant? I don't think it is. Um, except it's not 2, 4, 6, or 5. But that's not enough restriction. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, or 8. It's not 2 or 6. It's not a 4 because then it would be mirrored here. If it's 3, that's a 6. If it's 1, that's a 2. If it's 8, that's a 4. 1, 3, or 8. Oh, come on. 1, 3, or 8. 1, 3, or 8. And they're all the same. They're all the same. And I'm not seeing anything else that is relevant here. Well, can that be 4, I guess? Well, I don't know how that's relevant, but that has to be in. If this is anything else than a 9, that has to be in. So if there's a way for me to prove that this cannot be a 9. Hmm, I'm not seeing it. These two are the same, but they could just be a 7. Or they could be a 6 and then have a 3. I keep looking at the same stuff over and over again, and it's sort of frustrating me. But I'm not seeing what else. If this is not in, it's a 2 or 4. If that's a 2, that's a 3. If that's a 4, that's a 3. So if that's not in, it's always a 3. If it's not in, it's always a 3. If it's not in, it's always a 3. Am I saying that correctly? Could it be a 4? No, because that cannot be a 3. Okay. If it's not in, it's always a 3. So that's then an 8 or a 9. But it could be in, and then that whole theory goes out. Um, if this is low, then that's an 8 or a 9. So if this is in, so if this is low, this is green, basically. That's how what I'm seeing. Well, that is not in, I guess. Um, I have so much information yet. I feel like I know nothing yet. At mm, I have to set an endpoint for myself when I'm going to say, okay, I just didn't solve it. I think at 90 minutes, unless I'm very close then, but I'm not just not believing that at this point. But we keep on moving. Um, 6, no. Oh well, yeah. This 6 blocks a 6 from this, and this. So either of these is a 6. So these aren't 6s, and if none of these can be 6s, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. I think none of these can. If that's a 6, then this and this would have to be a 1, which breaks. If that's so what I'm thinking is orange still needs a 6, right? Because the 6 is up here or up here, so they cannot be in here. So it gets it either from here or from here. That cannot be a 6 because that's always a 4. So that cannot be a 6. If that's a 6, that's a 1. If that's a 6, that's a 1, and it breaks. So orange extends here. I we got we got something. So that does mean that this is either a 1 or a 4, but whatever it is, these are all high. Like I said. And then this one's high as well. So this is the 8 or the 9, and this is the 1. So that's the 2. That's the 1 or the 3. 7. This could be a 6 still, and this is 7, 8, or 9 because that could be a 1. Whatever this is, it is. Well, this is either a 2 or a 4. So that is a 7, 8, or a 9. We have a 7, 8, 9 triple. And this is not a 6, so it's also a 7, 8, or 9. So that is a 6, making that a 1, making that a 3. So that can now not be green, right? Because then it would be a 1. Yes. So green goes here. That that genuinely scared me. I thought I wasn't going to finish this puzzle. Um, 7, 8, or 9. And this is then 6, 7, 8, or 9. Not a 6. 7, 8, or 9 triple again. What am I missing? A 4 and a 5? Yes. A 4 and a 5. I thought I wasn't going to finish this puzzle, yet here I am. This now kind of doesn't matter. This doesn't matter either. But that just made it so that cannot be a 6. So all of this is black. So this is always a 3. I looked at that. So that's an 8 or a 9. So we have another 7, 8, 9 triple. So this now is either a 4 that's not in, or just a low digit. So that's either a 3 or a 4 always. So that's a 8 or a 9. So that's always a 9. But that could be a 4 that's not in. So that's now a 7. So that's now an 8. That's now a 9. That could still be either a 4 in yellow or a 4 not in yellow. And both would be fine. So I'm not sure. The value of this is now always 7. Because either it's not in and it's the 7 from the column, or it's a 7 from the yellow, because it's gonna be a 9 now. So that's now always a 7, but I still don't. Oh, no, no, no. I don't want to do it like that. I want to do it like this. That's now always a 7, but I'm not sure if it's yellow yet or not. And I don't think I can know. It looks weird seeing one number, but I know what I mean, so that's fine, I guess. That's now a 9 because of this 9. That could just be a 1, so that doesn't mean anything yet. That's not a 9, not a 9, not a 9. What am I seeing? A 2, not here, so that's a 2. A 3 isn't either one of these, is a 3. So that's not a 3. Those aren't 3s. So one of the dots has a 2. Um, it's either a 2. Wait, no. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not true. Sorry, no. So that now cannot be a 6. So that's a 2 or a 4. It's not a 2, it's a 4. So that's an 8. That's an 8. And that's an 8. That's a 1. Now one of the dots does have a 2. So either there's a 1, 2, or a 2, 4, and then a 3, 6. But I don't know which is which yet. So that's okay. Now that's a 7. Now that value doesn't matter anymore. So where does yellow get its 7? It doesn't get it here, it gets it there. Because they cannot get it there. So that's a 7 in yellow. So we finished yellow. I did say something about all of those 9s, right? If that's a 9, that's a 9. Then that's a 9. Now that cannot be a 9. So one of those is a 9, so that's a 9. Oh wait, we have a 9 there, so that's a 9. So where does red? No, 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 no. That doesn't work like that. Um, what am I missing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So 3, 4, 5, not a 5. If that's a 4, that's a 2. If that's a 3, that's a 6. Sure. An 8, an 8. So one of those is an 8. Hmm. So this is either a 1 or an 8. Yeah, sure. Let's see. This 6 makes one of those a 6. What else? 7, 8. Yeah. Oh, so one of those is a 3, so that's not a 3. So this, whatever this is, right? If it's a 4, it blocks those. If it's a 5, it blocks those. So this is a 6, 4, or 5, making a 6, 5, 6, 4, 5 triple there. Which is interesting because then I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in this, I need 7, 8, or 9, because if there's a 1, it goes with a 2, and that cannot be possible. What am I missing still in the column? 1, and then 7, 8, and 9. Yeah. So this cannot be 7, 8, or 9, so it's a 1. Now this can be an 8, which is out, and this can be a 1, which is in again, but that's... So where does it get the other from? So there's always an 8 on here, basically. That's what I'm seeing. And the 8 is not there, so it's there. So which digit do I need to see? Um, all of these are black. There's still more to do, but I'm slowly working. That's not a 4 anymore. That's a 3. That's a 3. That's a 6. So that is now a 1, 2, or 4, which is that's not a 1. That's not a 2 or 4. So it's a 1 with a 2, and I'm missing a 4 and a 7. So that's a 9. That's okay. That's a, that's a lot. Um, no, that's not a 3 anymore. What else? What else? There's still more. There's still more and more to do. So one of those is a 3. Oh, that one of those is a 3. 6? No. Where do we look? 5? 5 is not in one of those, so this is a 5, 6 pair. So making that a 4, making that a 5. So this 5 makes that not a... Makes that a 5, 6 pair, making that a 4, that a 5. So 5, 5. So that's a 5. Same with... What am I missing in this row? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I feel like I'm in the zone. I just I locked in and I got it, but um I don't know. I had a lot of difficulty cracking in, but that's okay. I don't know if the longer videos or the shorter videos are, you know, preferred, but I mainly do the puzzles I enjoy, which I think, well, It's the most important thing, and I also look back at the puzzles to see how I did and what I could have spotted earlier, and I don't know, certain clues I might have missed. That's also in 3 or 7. Because often you get so focused on a certain thing, which I think I did very, very heavily in the solving of this puzzle. But yeah, no, I think looking back at the puzzles you solve is always a good thing to do. But this could just be an 11. I'm just seeing, and then that would be correct. Or it's in and it's a 7. What am I missing? 1, 2, 3. In this column, I'm missing 4, 5, 6, and 9. 4, 6, and 9. And this is a 3, 7, or 8. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Now I have to look at more stuff. Uh, to finally finish off this puzzle. Um, I wish that couldn't be a 3. That would make my job so much easier. Um, let's see. 5s. What am I missing in this column? I'm missing a 2. In this row, I mean. And I am going to have all the digits because this either moves this way or this way. So I need another 2 either from here or from here, but neither of those are restricted. Okay, so where am I going to get the 6 in this row? Because same thing goes here. I'm getting a full thing, but there's not going to be a 6 from red. So this is the only place I can get the 6 from. 5, 6. Uh, and in this, I'm going to have all the digits as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to need another 7, but the 7 could be from either one of those. Yeah. In fact, where am I going to get the 7 in this box from? It's not going to be from here, not from here, 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 or here. So one of those is going to give me the 7, but that doesn't restrict anything. Okay. And the same trick doesn't work up there. So this is either well, this could just be a 2, and then both of these could be 7s. In fact, they are the same number. Because that if that's an 8, that's a 7, and that's a 7, and that's a 7, that's an 8, and that's an 8. So these are the same digit. Well, I'm missing 1, 3, and 4. In this column, I'm missing 1, 3, and 4. And this gonna be a 1 or a 4. So it's a 3. So that's a 4. And I need another 1. The 1 comes from either one of those. But I don't know which one still. Um, where does red get its 1? Not from any of those. Hmm, that doesn't restrict it still. It's weird how I have this filled in, but not the full region yet. And I think there's a specific number that I'm just not thinking about. Um, or at least not correctly. Oh, this can be 4 or 6, so it's a 9. That's all the 9s. Hmm. What else? 4s. So yeah, we know it's going to move to one of the corners because of these fours. Um, fives, fives. It doesn't go down here. It doesn't take one of those. No. Okay. Um, maybe we use if it moves like this. What am I missing then? No. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. Um, so what is it? Can it take both of these? Is that a question? If it takes this, then that would have to be a 7. But that's fairly possible. If it doesn't take this, it's just a 4 or a 9. If it What am I missing in this row? I'm missing 1, 2. Oh, this cannot be low. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that is black. That's okay. 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 Um not gonna judge myself. I This is a difficult puzzle. Just let me have the difficult puzzle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7. But no, yeah, I think I'm unsure which of the forms of content is, you know, better. If the longer videos are nicer to watch, or maybe the 40 or so minute ones. But then again, I'm also in debate with myself if I should think about that or just make content I enjoy, because that's not the right question to ask, because I think I do enjoy both styles of content, to create and to do the puzzles for. Or maybe a mix is the best thing, but I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it as well. Um, what am I missing? One, two, three, 1, 4, 1, 4, and 7. How could I ever differentiate 1, 4, and 7? 1, 4, and 7. 4, 4, and 7. So either one of these is 1. Either one of these is 7. So either one of these is 4. And that cannot be 4. So that's a 4, 1, and a 7, and all of that is red. And all of this is black. And we finish this. I know I still have to do the box in the top right corner, which is going to be similar in logic toughness, I think. Uh, 4 makes that a 3. What am I missing here? It's not a 5 and a 6. So it's 1, 1, and then that's a 5 and a 6. Mm, okay. So why is this still a problem? This is a 1, so that doesn't differentiate anything, and neither does it for this. Um, so the question is, which way does the thing move? Um, the number that I need in there is 5, but 5, yeah. Okay. So this cannot be 6, 3. It cannot be 1, 2. It can be 2, 4, or 4, 8. 2, 4, or 4, 8. Um, it cannot be 2 or 4, so that's an 8. So that's a 4. What am I missing? 1, 2, 2 and 3. So either one of these is 3. I need 2 and 3 in here as well. Hmm. 2s. That can be a 7 and be out. Well, maybe the better question is, can that be in? Yeah. Well, no, it cannot be 5. If it's in, if it's red, it cannot be 5. It could be 6, or it could be 7 if it's in. No, it couldn't be 7 if it's in. Nor can it be 8. So if it's in, wait, if it's in, it's 6. If it's in, it's 6. And I'm not seeing a problem with that. Okay. If this is out, it's 7. Well, okay, so this 8 fixes the 7, the 8, and the 7, and the 3 then, and the other 8. So these can all not be 7s, these cannot be 7s. So, okay. Well, that doesn't do anything for me. But I do know kind of what this number is. 1, 2, 3. It cannot be 3, 4. So it's 5. So that's a 6. That's a 5. That's a 6. So if that's out, if that's in, that's a 3. So it's out. Um, this 4 fixes the 6 and the 4. What do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I missing a 7? Oh, I'm missing the 7 and the 3. What am I missing here? 1, 2, 3, 3. So that's a 3. Okay. Okay. Almost. 1. What am I missing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, 2. Where do I miss the 2? I'm not sure. Oh, I'm not sure. Ones? No. Sixes. So one of those is a 6. Okay, so what am I missing in the box? I think that's the thing we have to think about. Because then that's going to be here. If that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, and 6. So 1 and 6, that has to be a 2 then. So then that has to be a 1. And that cannot be a 6. So if it's 1, 2, 6, that has to be a 6. And that cannot be. So that's red. And this is a 2. I'm going to finish the lining first because I want to. And then the coloring. And then I'm missing a 1 and a 6. That's it. I got so stuck in the middle. But beautiful. Absolutely beautiful work with the palindromes and the whispers. Very interesting that the out digits also had values. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a nice day. Bye bye.